Did you have a nickname as a kid that you're glad that you outgrew? Something that your parents and family members called you? I did, but I'm not going to say it on air. Now, how would you feel if your legal, God-given name was, "He causes me pain"? In 1 Chronicles chapter 4, we're introduced to a man named Jabez, and that's exactly what his name meant. Now, it's likely that you have skipped over the story of Jabez, because it's tucked away in chapter after chapter of genealogies. And I find it interesting that in a sea of just names, God decided to say a little bit more about Jabez. 1 Chronicles chapter 4 verses 9 and 10. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother named him Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him in pain." Now Jabez called on the Lord of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from harm, that it may not pain me." And God granted him what he requested. Now, it's not so common today, but in Bible times, the name that you were given usually characterized you. So imagine going through life with the name Pain. And the prayer that he prayed reflects his feelings on this. Because he says, "God bless me." He's not asking for riches. He's not asking for positions. He's asking God to come alongside him and give him favor. Then he asks the Lord to increase his borders. I don't think he's asking for more physical land. I think he's asking for the opportunity to impact more people in a positive way, not just being a pain. And then he asks the Lord for his hand to be on him, that he might keep him from harm. Jabez is asking the Lord to help keep him from sinning, help keep him from making mistakes that would harm him and the people around him. Jabez knew pain apparently, he knew how to cause pain, and he was tired of it, and he knew where to turn. And we can tell that this is a God-honoring prayer because God granted it. If Jabez would have been selfish in his request for blessings, selfish in his request for increasing his territory, God would have never granted it. This is a very mighty prayer, prayed by a very humble man. But I warn you not to make the same mistake that people have made with this prayer, thinking that if they prayed this verbatim, they would get the same result that Jabez did. God would love for you to pray like Jabez, with the same heart, with the same emotion, with the same raw feelings. But he doesn't want to hear the same exact words. God has already heard Jabez's request and he's already granted it. Now he wants to hear from you. And yes, he wants to answer your request as well. Are you in a similar place as Jabez? Stuck in a rut? Stuck being characterized by something negative? Something that keeps you bound? Jabez knew where to turn, and I encourage you to turn there too. When Jabez prayed this prayer, I'm guessing he never would have guessed that it would still be around today. But when God heard this prayer, he knew that we needed to hear it too. So God made sure that it was preserved in a list full of nothing but names. I'm Pastor Rob, and I would like to thank KIKO Radio for airing this Word of Hope by Central Heights Baptist Church, where we strive to be like Jesus and your grandma's traditional church.